All right. Hold on a second. I don't think people can see me. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in this afternoon. My name is Winnie. And I have my friend JC here with me in the kitchen. She's gonna be cooking for us. JC, come over here. This is
Hi.
JC. She's gonna be cooking for us. She's gonna be showing us how to make some awesome Mexican dishes. I love Mexican food, so I'm very excited about that. The only thing is that I'll be able to eat the food, but you guys won't. But hey, you can take notes, write down, the recipes and the instructions and everything like that, so you can learn how to cook it yourself. So JC, I'm gonna turn it over to you, and yeah, start walking us through what you're gonna be making.
Okay, so first of all, I don't really use an exact measurement for ingredients.
That's
I kind of
okay.
just eyeball everything. I don't think
Mhm.
I know any Mexican who measures absolutely anything.
That's
So
kind of how it is for Haitians too.
yeah,
Like we don't really
it's just
measure the
made
stuff.
with love.
Yeah,
So everything's measured with
I
love.
get it.
There's never too much garlic or too much seasoning. It's
Yeah.
just love. First of all, I like to always start with washing my hands.
Mm.
I already washed my hands like 4 times, but
Mhm.
I like to always wash my hands.
And guys, I'm gonna be kind of behind the camera so you can see what JC's doing.
So this is always my hand drying towel that I have in my kitchen.
Okay.
Oh.
So what are you cooking?
Oh yeah,
What are
that's
you
kind of
gonna be
important. I am gonna be making enchiladas with salsa verde, which is enchiladas and salsa verde. It's
Mhm.
just green chili salsa. It's
Mhm.
made with they're gonna actually be filled with chicken, which is
Okay.
enchiladas and pollo,
Mhm.
pollo I guess you could say. And the salsa verde is gonna be handmade with little tomatillos or green tomatoes. It's got a little bit of serrano pepper,
Mhm.
cilantro, and some onion, and then oh, I hope I have garlic.
Okay.
Anyways, and so first I'm actually gonna go ahead and put the chicken to boil, so I can go
Okay.
ahead and have the chicken started. And I need to fill my pot with water.
Okay, so I have to let everybody know that I do not really know how to operate this camera. Like I'm not a cameraman or anything like that. So bear with me if you see like a lot of movements and whatnot. I'm trying my best here. No judgments. So you're filling up your pot with water now.
Water,
Okay.
yes. I'm gonna let it start boiling so it's high. The chicken I bought it this morning from Safeway. I personally like to rinse
Chicken
my
breast?
chicken out. Yeah, just chicken breast. It's,
Okay.
they're really big, and I like to trim like the excess fat off of it,
Mhm.
so it's not extremely like I don't know, when you bite into it, it's just like
Right.
soft chunks that you want in there.
Mhm.
So just rinsing it out real quick so it's not super hard to manage, slippery and slimy. And I think
Right.
just for today, we don't even need that many. I think one breast, because they're pretty big, would be all that we need.
So do you wash it with anything? Like, do you put lime or anything
No.
like that on it?
I do when it's boiling. I do put like some kind of a little bit of just flavor to it. I mean,
Mhm.
salt. I mean, to flavor it a little.
Mhm.
And with the with the enchilada, like all of it together is gonna end up making it like delicious. So all the
Mhm.
flavoring will end up coming together and actually be like just so delicious, and it will end up putting you in food coma because who doesn't like to be in food coma after eating?
Well, I'm definitely excited about eating it.
Have you had enchiladas suizas? They're also called enchiladas suizas, but it's just really in
I
green
think
salsa.
I've had them at Mexican restaurants, but I haven't actually had them like homemade.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really excited about that.
And then also you could always, well, first off, quick, the chicken I just cut it in chunks so it could boil much quicker.
Okay.
The water's already getting hot, so that is amazing. I got these, actually, let me rephrase that. My mom got me these brand new pots for me, and I'm like using them for the first time today, and I'm excited.
So how long do you usually let the chicken boil for?
Okay, so in addition to not using exact measurements for spices, I also don't ever use exact temperatures, like when I put something in the oven. I just check it all the time, and I make sure, like, oh yeah, it's good. I like stick forks for the bread, things like that. So, I don't know. That's a good question, yeah?
So you just kind of let it boil until it's soft?
Till I know it's ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll cut it in chunks just to make sure that it is all fully cooked. I have a little chart that tells me how much chicken has to be, I guess, made for, or cooked for, just so it's fully cooked, but
right.
Who follows those instructions, really?
I know I don't.
Who has time for that? So while my chicken is there boiling, I'm gonna start on the right, which is gonna be our side dish.
Oh, so you're cooking rice also?
Yes, Mexican rice, which is my favorite. And honestly, I think I've met like one person who just didn't like rice. Do not like my rice. That's a plus.
I like rice.
And who doesn't like rice? Sorry, let me get that on right here. So for the rice, actually, should I start on the rice first, or the? You know what? Backtrack. We're gonna make the salsa verde for the enchiladas first.
So Luis wants to know what's for dinner.
Enchiladas suizas with arroz.
I don't know how to spell that, okay?
Enchiladas
in
green salsa.
Enchiladas and green salsa.
With rice. Mexican rice. So for the salsa verde, we're boiling the ingredients after washing some. Let me get a bowl for trash.
Okay. I'm gonna squeeze in here really quick to let everybody know if you have any questions for JC about what she's making, how she's making it, make sure you drop comments in the comment section so I can ask her.
So in the little tomatillos, they come like wrapped up in this little like shell, which is
so they're green tomatoes.
Like, yeah, they're little green tomatoes, and they come out kind of small. Sometimes they come out big, depending on what grocery store you get them. Really, they're a little sticky from this like outer shell that they have. And that kind of makes the salsa verde. Dang, I'm really liking these pots, y'all. I got them at Costco.
Really?
A little pricey, $200 for a good set, but my mom, that was my mom's birthday gift to me because my birthday's coming up in a couple of weeks.
So how many pots were in the set?
It was a 13-piece for
13-piece for $200. That's actually not bad.
It's not. I thought that was. I had been shopping around, and at other stores locally, they were like $150 for like an 8-piece. I didn't think that was worth it.
So she got the set for the pots. There are 13 pots in the set for $200 at Costco. And I can't wait to see how this food comes out.
Yeah, so right now I'm just going to be throwing a bunch of these little tomatoes. Actually, I'm going to give them a little quick rinse. So they, once you peel them from the little shell, they're like a little sticky. Just from the protective layer that they have. I could actually end up moving all this chicken out of the way.
So how long does it usually take you to cook a meal like that?
Depending on the amount, usually takes at least an hour. If I have like friends coming over where it's like a meal, like a feast, it could be like 3 hours sometimes.
Wow.
is just, let's see, if it's just like these enchiladas and the side dish like rice, it'll end up taking just about an hour.
So Ben says his problem with this life that we're doing right now is that at the end he's not gonna get to eat the food.
It's okay. If you end up following the recipes that and right here if you end up following to take notes, you could rewatch this video, go buy the ingredients, and try it at home maybe. So right now I'm gonna start boiling the. Did I turn this on? Yes, I did. Tomatillos with cilantro. I'm gonna go ahead and put about half white onion in there, maybe a quarter. Yeah, these tomatoes are actually really okay. With a butter knife next time, my bad. These tomatoes are actually, I put that onion really badly. People don't judge me, okay? I could end up. What was I saying?
Do you have a method to cutting the onions, or is it?
I do actually.
Chopping them.
Yeah, I do. I love to. You know what? I'm glad you asked. Let's redo that because this knife is not the best. However, let me get my really good knife. Let me wash it really quickly.
Oh, zoom back in whenever you start cutting the onions again, so we can see how you're doing it.
So I kind of just started on this method just by always messing up and wasting onion. And I kind of just have shown several people on how to cut onion, and they literally like this as well. So I cut onion all the time at work as well. So it is efficient to not waste any of the onion. So right here we started, and I always cut it in half. I end up using, actually, if y'all didn't know, little FYI, on an onion, the part that makes you cry or releases that like nasty gas is the root part. So
really?
I usually put that face down on my cutting board so it's not like throwing that nasty gas that feels terrible and makes you start crying.
That's very interesting. I didn't know that.
And so I'll end up doing it because I just want to like cry at the very end if I end up crying because some onions are more potent than the other one. So yeah, I put that one down, and then on the part that has like the little excess leaves, that's usually when I start on. I end up putting a little slit on the onion.
Okay.
And I peel that extra layer out. And the way I cut the onion is to chop it would be in pieces like that, kind of angled up.
Actually, it looks like it makes it easier to.
It really does to chop the onion. And then I turn it around and do the same exact thing on this other end. And then I remove that middle part because, well, there's a method to my madness. And then I just start chopping up this way. And I kind of go across. So with all the little slices that are like that, I'll just start chopping.
Very interesting.
And the way I'll chop up ways too, like I'll kind of start slanted. This onion is actually a little potent. It's already making my eyes water. I hate that. Oh, okay. And then it actually just chops itself. That's a little sticky. And then at the very end, the little part is just. And we are all set. That's a little half chopped onion. On the ends, because I also like to use this. Peel this other layer off. On this other end, with a wedge, really, I make a slit there, turn it around, make a slit there, and then I'll chop it at an angle as well. And I don't like using that middle bony part type of thing. And then that's all I end up throwing away. That's all I end up tossing. So that's how I have itty bitty chopped It's pretty chopped.
That is really cool. So the onions are gonna go in the enchiladas.
That's gonna actually, well, that was my little lesson of chopping onion.
Okay.
But for the part that I'm making in the salsa verde, I'm just gonna throw a little bit without that little ugly part. And then that's gonna start boiling soon. Or more boiling soon, I guess. And this is a fairly small onion as well. I'll just throw that in there too. So, I love cooking with white onion. Some people like the yellow onion or sweet onion. I'm not a fan as much as the white onion. I guess it just depends on what you're making as well.
Yeah. I think my go-to is the yellow one. I definitely don't like the red onions because I just feel like they're too strong.
Those for sure make me cry. Those
really,
are
really
awful.
They're really strong.
I'm just checking on the chicken. It's still almost boiling. There's that. I'm gonna use another spoon for the salsa verde. And since now, oh my god, I forgot I'll use. Do you like salsa or chile, spicy stuff?
I don't really like spicy stuff, but hey, I am down to
the small one
trying this. Okay.
So these serrano peppers is actually what makes the chili, like, they're way spicier than jalapenos. So that I'll just put one in there for you. Okay. And then that's just I'm gonna let. So
if I weren't going to try this, how much?
I would have probably put two.
Two?
Just because it's like I love making this salsa, like the excess that I'll like have left over. I could, because this goes drizzled on the enchiladas after they're rolled up, and it goes drizzled on there. I'll have that extra like to dip with chips, which is just a snack, like just to having chips and salsa, and then having that spicy to it, where you don't have to go buy bean dip. I love bean dip, but this salsa is just delicious to use for morning scrambled eggs with salsa or tacos, breakfast burritos.
Tried scrambled eggs with salsa.
Really? Are you a scrambled eggs with ketchup type of person?
I actually don't like scrambled eggs. I really don't.
Okay, I'm done here. There's a little bit of judgment here. How do you?
I know, but I could make them scrambled and use them in like the burritos, like
a breakfast burrito.
Yeah. But I don't know, like there's just something about eating scrambled eggs like that. I don't know, like my palates don't really agree with it.
Yeah, I can see that. I can understand that. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Those are. So it's gonna be while I have my chicken still boiling and my salsa verde starting to cook as well. I feel like that's not enough. I'm gonna make some more. Throw some more in there. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the rice on that back burner as well, because Mexican rice takes about 20 minutes.
Hold on a second. So there are some comments. Ben says he doesn't eat onions at all. He doesn't like the way they smell. And then Luis says for you to use 3 of the peppers, I guess, the salsas.
I can't use 3 if she's gonna be like crying with the chile. I can't. You have to accommodate to all of your guests. I mean, of course, I could definitely use way more chiles, but I'll just use 1 for today. The serrano peppers are fairly spicy, but the only thing that makes them spicy is the seeds, just like jalapenos. Seeds is what makes it spicy. So 2. I'm actually tempted to do like 1.5, just so I could enjoy it as well. But it's totally fine. It's fine. And then,
I mean, if you really want to put more,
no, I'm not gonna like make you go.
Go ahead and do it.
No, I had a garlic here somewhere.
I'll just have a little bit of it.
So I'm kind of missing like a little half a clove or a whole clove of garlic in the salsa verde.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I know I wash my hands like 100 times when I'm cooking as well because I don't really like cross-contaminating food either.
Yeah.
So to me, that's like a major importance when I'm cooking.
Right.
I don't know, it's weird. I have like maybe an OCD thing about that. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the rice on this back burner.
Okay.
I am
Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit so they can see the back burner.
Yes.
Okay.
Dang, shout out to my mom for buying me these. Honestly, I love these pots and pans so far.
Yeah, now you're gonna make me go to Costco.
So I'm putting some oil back there just because for Mexican rice we're gonna end up frying the rice first. These metal, oh my god, bamboo spoons are my favorite. I always use this for rice. And as for measurements, about a cup maybe. I have a little scoop that I have always had in my. Oh, this is actually a measuring cup.
Did you just realize that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was like, I don't even know where I got this cup from. Like, it actually measures 1 cup. It actually measures 1 cup, though, okay? So here it is. I'm gonna do about maybe a cup. Yeah, 1 cup should be fine. And then I'm gonna put my rice away because I no longer need it. Okay. Oh, and this is actually jasmine rice.
Jasmine rice.
I prefer jasmine rice to make Mexican rice. I don't know why. I tried basmati, but
I actually prefer jasmine rice. Period.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. Like for white rice.
Oh my god.
My favorite.
Yes.
Ultimate favorite.
Yeah.
It's just great. Okay, I'm gonna move that over there. So while this is over here, it was already hot. The oil is already starting to.
Okay, so you put the oil first, and then you put. Whoops! Sorry, guys. I just dropped the camera.
We're having some technical difficulties. No biggie. You just showed everyone my dirty floor.
Oh, they didn't see it. Okay.
So my chicken is already starting to boil a lot more, which is amazing. These handlebars, though, are on point. Loving it. I'm going to go ahead and throw some of this water out so I can see where the chicken is. Oh, shoot.
Okay, this is what happens when you're not used to operating a camera and trying to. So guys, again, I apologize for dropping the camera.
Did you didn't get disconnected, did you?
No.
That's all that matters.
It just looks a little bit blurry now. Probably.
That's alright.
Try to catch it.
In the meanwhile, my where are my tomatoes? So I just reorganized my shelf, my can system. There it is. There's my tomatoes. And then I know I have a big old case of tomato sauce because I do use those all the time. So let me go back and get one.
Okay. Hold on a second, because I think I'm gonna have to take a little break here so I can clean the lenses of the camera. So hold on 1 second, guys. Still pretty blurry. Hold on. Okay, so she's still cooking the rice.
My chicken is already about to be done as well.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I'm kind of I like matching stuff, and for most of the part, my utensils or my kitchen is like red or black.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the only blue thing I have. But it's the best can opener I've been
Does
able
it
to
bother
find.
you?
It really bothers me. So if anybody's out there like judging me, I judge myself too for that. Okay, it really upsets me. But to be kind of prepared, I'm gonna go ahead and open these cans. One is diced tomatoes, and the other one is just tomato sauce. And then we're gonna go ahead and hide these non-matching things back in there. We're gonna stir the rice in the meanwhile because we're still frying it here slowly. Can you hear me? Oh.
Okay. That's better. Yeah, this looks way better.
I'm just putting away the cilantro that I'm not using.
All right, sorry about that, guys. I had to clean the lens of the camera because I almost dropped it and my finger touched the lens, so the video was a little bit blurry. But we're back now. She's still working on the rice. So can you walk us through again how you started the rice, JC?
Yes, ma'am. The pan was hot. You actually end up letting the pan get hot before you ever put oil when you're cooking something. I don't know where I read that or saw that on a video, but since I've started doing that, I feel like it makes me feel like much more of a professional.
Yeah, that's kind of how I do it too. Like I just put the pan on the burner, and then just kind of let it get hot, and then put the oil. But I think it's very interesting how you're making the Mexican rice, because when we cook rice, like Haitian rice, we typically kind of stir fry like all the spices and the oil, and then without the rice. So with just the oil, we stir fry the spices and everything like that, and then we add water to it. We kind of let the water boil first, and then after that is when we add the rice. But you're doing everything like
it's
the opposite way. Yeah,
because at the very end is where not the end, like right before simmering it and putting the lid over to pretty much cook the rice is when you put the seasoning.
Yeah, we kind of
backwards.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
So
guys, it is starting to smell really good in here.
It's the salsa, the chile that's like roasting. Ooh, that's another thing too. You can actually roast them. This is that's boiling actually. That's happening over here. It ends up like it just smells so good. The cilantro.
Nice.
Things with cilantro. This one is here. Oh, I also have like everybody always gets upset with me when I like cook, because when I cook, somebody else has to wash the dishes. But when I cook, I use like one utensil for everything. I don't like I said, cross-contaminating. I don't like using different.
If you need to wash the dishes when we're done, I got you. No worries.
Well, there's gonna be like 800 utensils, every single pot in the house is gonna be used. Just so
No
you know.
worries. No worries.
So the rice is starting to, it's beginning to brown.
Mhm.
Which is exactly what we're wanting. I actually made a Snapchat story one time about how to make rice because everybody loves everybody loves my rice, which is super nice and humbling. I'm a lower.
Have you tried it before?
When was the last time we made? Well, last time we made dinner, we grilled. No, and the time before that, I don't remember. I don't think you have
tried it before.
So I love your grandma or your mother-in-law's rice.
Yeah.
That time I was like, oh my god, I need her recipe. She's my new best friend. I loved her rice. It was so good. So I'm with the chicken. I'm just gonna drain all the water out.
Okay.
And if we don't have enough chicken, because I'm not really calculating and not really paying attention to the amount of food I'm making, we're gonna go ahead and let this
it smells good.
cool down a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry, those are my dogs out there barking.
That's alright.
I don't really like my dogs here in the kitchen when I'm cooking, so they know the rule or the command of get out of the kitchen. They know what that means exactly. So they're always here, and one of them has really long, fluffy hair. So she sheds way too much to have her in the kitchen.
Right, because we definitely don't want the dog's hair getting into the food.
Yes. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and start shredding my chicken that I've just boiled. I think my mom's out there trying to figure out what
Calm them down.
the dogs are going through. So
Ben says he doesn't care what the food smells like because they can't smell it. Well, I'm gonna keep telling you, the food smells really, really good.
So before I actually start shredding the chicken, my rice is actually like browning just where I want it. So the next step.
Can you come just a little bit closer?
Yes, I can. Just a little brown. Remember, this is white jasmine rice.
Okay.
So the golden browny color that you want for it. So this is kind of where the scary part starts. It's gonna kind of make a lot of foam. Not foam. Oh my goodness. Steam. For what I want to do, and I'll probably do it over the sink so that if I do spill or it splashes, it's not like making a major mess anymore.
Right.
Okay. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and put the tomato sauce and the diced tomatoes in the browned rice.
So you put tomatoes, or diced tomatoes.
Yeah. I mean, you hear it sizzling?
Yeah.
Oh, yum. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a whole pan of
the tomato sauce and diced tomatoes?
Yeah, it doesn't matter the brand, but I don't really have a preference on brand. Oh, and I filled it up with water about this much just so I could have an even layer. I don't even use measurements, so it's probably more than half. But as long as it ends up making like a full layer of water, so it's all drowning in the tomato sauce and the seasoning, which is next. So, with the seasoning being next.
Okay, so you brown the rice, then you put the diced tomatoes and the tomato sauce in it, and then you add water. So now you're just kind of letting it simmer.
Yes, you're gonna end up letting it simmer on low, and I have it on the back burner just because it's gonna be out of the way. As for spices, I end up liking. I love cumin. It's my favorite. I could put that on eggs, steak. My favorite. Sorry, I'm struggling opening a lid.
It's okay.
And I don't ever measure. I just put a really nice happy layer of cumin in there. This is caldo de tomate sabor. It's just like bouillon, like tomato bouillon.
Bring it closer.
Sure. This is like every Mexican household
Okay.
has.
So tomato bouillon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just like tomato flavoring.
Mm.
And I put a nice little layer of that as well. My mom uses beef or chicken, but it's just a little extra flavor. And I feel like I'm missing a seasoning, but of course my mom being here in town has moved all of my favorite seasonings.
So you can't find them.
So yeah, or maybe she used it. I'm not even sure.
She's looking for the seasonings, guys.
I'm looking for garlic. Where's the garlic?
Where's your garlic at?
Ma, I'm about to yell at her. Where? Oh,
is that it?
I found it.
No. She found the garlic.
I found it. This is important.
Very important.
Very important. So when I end up, oh my goodness, let me just measure with a happy amount as well. So I put it in there. Never too much garlic. And this is where I end up putting the diced or chopped onion.
Okay.
I just throw that in the.
Oh, so the onions go and the rice also.
Yes. And it's not a lot. And I hate the flavor or maybe it's the texture of raw onions. So I like to put it in there at the beginning. I'll just put it all. Because you can't really taste it as much. And I know Ben doesn't like onions. But you won't even taste it in here. One thing you won't even realize that.
So for the people like Ben who don't like onions, is there a substitute?
You don't have to put it in. You could just opt to not have it in. I recently started putting the diced tomato in here. And
so you know how they have those powdered onions? Could that work?
Powdered onions?
Yeah, like
actually, yeah, that wouldn't be so bad. I think I have one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. You could definitely do that.
So, I guess Ben, if you don't like onions, but you still want to have, like that flavor, you could use the powdered onions.
This is now trash. And
so what happens next?
I'm gonna cheat a little bit and use my little, kind of like a food processor. I haven't used it in a while because I actually have to make this dish in a little bit. I'm gonna lower that so it doesn't boil over. Actually, turn that off.
So Ben knows about the powdered onions.
Oh, good. So you found an alternative. And next, we're gonna go ahead and throw the chicken in here. It's still hot, so I'm gonna just.
So the chicken goes in the food processor. Yeah,
just to shred it. It actually is so convenient to do. I used to do this actually with my GNC like those mixers when you end up trying to be healthy and you buy a mixer just so you can start making smoothies for yourself, but then you realize you're not gonna actually be that dedicated.
Right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just put that much in.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of the little desktop blender that I got, and you remember you stopped by the house and you were like, why did you buy this? And I was like, it just kind of mixes the powder really well and stuff. Yeah, I haven't really been dedicated to using it.
It happens to everybody, okay? There's no judgment here. This might be a little loud, but I can't remember which one to shred. Okay, I have a common blender. I'm gonna go ahead and shred it. It actually shreds so freaking well, though. There's a big piece of it.
So once you're done shredding it, I'm gonna ask you to come closer to the camera, so they can see what it looks like. But she put the boiled chicken, in the food processor and then shredded it.
Shoot, I was actually supposed to put salt and a little bit of seasoning in the chicken to flavor it. Dang it. I forgot. Look, you know what?
So, if you want to season your chicken before you process it, I guess
it
you
is
can
definitely recommended.
put some salt to taste.
Everything shredded really nicely in here, except that one chunk, but I'll put it right back in there with that other one.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna, just shred the chicken. I mean, it's never too late to shred to flavor the chicken. Anyway. So this is definitely a cheating way of doing it because the chicken's hot. We just finished boiling it. There's no need for you to try chopping it and shredding it yourself. When you have, modern technology to do it for you. Yeah. Whoops, I need the lid for the rice. So you put it in the back burner, real quick, backtrack, and now it's just
okay. So the rice is simmering now.
It's back here. It does smell good already. I can smell it. I can smell this too.
It smells really good. And Ben, I know you hate it when I say that, but it really smells good.
I'm gonna put the remaining of the chicken in there. And if you think that the amount that you've made isn't...
Louis says he wishes that he could smell the food.
Aw. Well, you can always make it. There's my lid.
That's true.
He knows how to make Mexican rice. He knows how to make... what am I missing? The blade. That's important, y'all.
Don't forget the blade. So, if you didn't have a food processor to shred the chicken, could you just chop it?
You can, but it's really hot once you boil it and you try chopping it. So I would recommend maybe even blending it. Like if you have a blender, a regular blender would work. That will suffice just so it gets chopped up into smaller pieces. This is really finely shredded, really nicely chopped.
Can you bring it closer so we can see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Nice.
So it's really itty bitty pieces. There's still a couple strands, but if you do it by hand, you do get, or even with forks and shred it like that. It just takes too much time. And if you're trying to make an abundance of food and you're not trying to spend every second of the time that you have allotted, so it's just so convenient to use this. I'm gonna go ahead and blend or shred this a little bit more. That took 4 seconds.
Oh yeah.
And it's done. That's so convenient. I love it.
Louis says he made tacos al pastor.
Al pastor.
Al pastor?
Delish.
What's that?
It's pretty much, it's a Mexican type of taco as well. It's got pineapples. It's got a bunch of seasoning. I know that the spices used are all dried, was it? I think is it chile de? But I don't know that chile. It starts with an A. I can't even remember. But it's so it's like a red sauce with pineapples. You know how people don't like pineapples on their pizza? Well, you would never think to have pineapples in your tacos.
Pineapples don't belong on pizza.
Yes, they do. Pineapples do belong on pizza.
And that sounds interesting, having pineapples and tacos.
Yeah. I don't think I ever realized.
You have to make that for me sometime so I can try it.
It's a long process. It's a lot to do. In taco stands, when they end up doing it, they make literally this much, and it's the way they it's made on a special type of kind of like a rotisserie, but they end up stacking it, and it's slices of meat, and it's like a big old stick.
That's
and then they stack it with meat, I guess ham. No, it's not ham. I think it is actually pork. And I guess you can always alternate the food, whether it be ham or steak or pork or whatever. But they end up making it into this huge mound of deliciousness, and it rotates, so it just cooks evenly throughout. And with pineapple, it's just delicious. But okay, so that took about less than a minute to do, minus all the topping. So all the chicken that I have it's like a full bowl.
So shredded.
And next, I'm done with this, so I can put
And I
that.
gotta tell you, the smell of this food is making me hungry.
We'll be done soon. In about halfway ish of every maybe like 5 or 10 minutes, I check on the rice. I usually make my rice on this very front burner, so I'm actually gonna move it over there.
So how long does it typically take for you to cook the rice?
About 20-25 minutes. Yeah, about 25 minutes. Nothing. I don't think I've ever made it in less time, unless I'm making about a half of the amount that I usually make. So I can go ahead and move this out of the way. The plates are right here, ready for us to use. And then, ooh, actually, so next we are going to use a blender. Now, I think I could get rid of all these other things. My little trash bin right there. With the amount of chicken that I made, I always think that that's not enough chicken for the amount of people I'm gonna make. Luckily, that's something that you should always go and reboil some more, so you do have a plethora of. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the microwave so it stays a little warm.
Okay.
And then next we will be working on the salsa verde, which means green salsa. And I'm gonna go ahead and boil all the. This was for the chicken. I don't need that. This is now for my salsa. I'm gonna take everything out of there. Oopsies.
So you've got the onions in there, cilantro, and then the chili peppers.
Oh yeah, the serrano peppers and the tomatillos.
Okay.
Yep. And let's just say that I have a little piece of garlic in there. Yeah, it's in there somewhere. So this is all done and ready to be blended.
You can get all these ingredients at a local grocery store.
Correct.
It doesn't need to be like an ethnic or quote unquote, like Mexican store or something like that.
That is correct. You can always end up just getting a can that you can find like in the Latin food section of salsa verde that's already made. But if you want to try something new, it's not really hard. If you know how to make salsa and you use jalapenos instead, if you substitute it for salsa verde, for serrano peppers instead of the jalapenos, it gives it such a different taste. And you will probably end up liking that much better, because when you go to Mexican restaurants and you see the salsa verde that they have.
So would you say that the homemade ones taste better than the canned ones?
Definitely. And the canned ones, you could always end up not having it as spicy. Okay. So that is a decent alternative. But if you like spicier stuff, definitely make it yourself. Okay, so I have that. And in the salsa, I'm going to go ahead and blend this up a little bit. And let me throw a little bit of water in there. And that's for the flavor.
Is it gonna make me cry?
No. It's not that kind of chile. It shouldn't be, no. So, maybe a little. Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Okay, let's close the lid. Make sure it's closed, y'all. Everybody. And that's all you need.
This is looking good. I'm getting hungry. I am getting hungry, guys. Smells really good.
Let me just clean a little right up in here. That kind of exploded.
It happens. So the rice is still cooking. She just finished blending the salsa verde for
You want to try it? Yes, you
Is it
do.
gonna be spicy?
We'll find out.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go try it.
So this is also it kind of varies on the chile because I only put one for you, remember? So
Yeah.
it shouldn't be too spicy, but it is gonna be a little hot because we just finished boiling that.
This tastes really good.
And then I will try it too because
This tastes really, really good, guys. Really good.
it's still steaming too.
Do you typically put like different spices in there before you blend it together, or just
Oh, actually, you can put salt. Oh, I don't like cooking with salt very much. Simply because actually I don't know why that started. I think it was because my husband used so much salt all the time, so I decided to not cook with salt because he was still gonna put salt on his
So
food
you know
afterwards.
he's watching, right?
Yeah, since he's watching, thanks because of you now I don't cook with salt.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not even spicy. Well, there's a little hint. There's like a little.
No, it's good.
Okay,
It's perfect. Perfect.
But I think because of that, see, and it tastes a little bit more like tomatoes. Like you could easily end up adding more. Like right now, it actually has perfect consistency. But if it's like not like that consistency, like that salsa, if it's too like thick, you could end up putting a little bit more water in there. And so now it would end up being
really good, guys.
So I can go ahead and get those out of the way real quick. Let me check on my rice again. Oh my goodness, this is starting to take a little bit longer because it's
Louis says, sorry about the salt situation.
I mean, I use tons more of other seasonings now anyways, but that's where it started. And what else is next? What else do we need? Tortillas. This is actually, if you all ever cook and this is kind of dirty, don't judge me. However, this is a tortilla warmer. If you all find one of these at your local store, they are the best tortilla warmers ever. You can see this is like used very much all the time.
I actually never knew that they made those.
Yeah, so that's a tortilla warmer. This is like the original tortilla warmer, but that one I feel like you could end up just throwing in the washer, hand washing, things like that. And then this I just got that my mom brought, I think.
Yeah, those I've seen those in the stores.
Definitely worth it because it keeps all your tortillas warm. Where is mine? Now, I'm gonna go ahead and start warming the tortillas.
Alright. Gonna warm up the tortillas, guys. I am so excited to eat this food. I know Ben, especially you, you don't like me saying that the food smells good because you can't eat it, but it really does smell good and it tastes good so far. So I'm excited about eating it. So while you're prepping the tortilla stuff, so Thrive Unburdened is about mental health and like life coaching and stuff like that. I'm wondering if you have any insights that you can share about how you feel like Mexican Americans view mental health, like just your personal opinion.
I think it's very much a hush-hush conversation in the Hispanic Mexican culture. It kind of starts with the idea of the man being supposed to be macho. So like the men are always supposed to be working. They're not really allowed to have any kind of weak moments, which is, I guess, in my personal opinion, unfair for men, because every person has feelings and every person has the right to have emotion, whether it's a weakness or the amount of joy that they want to share. I don't think it's fair for the Mexican culture. That's the right word. I chose right. For the Mexican culture to be so harsh on men. Yet every person has feelings, every person has
Right,
emotions, and it's
right.
just not fair
Yeah.
for them to have such
What
a-
about for the women? Do you feel like if there was something going on with you personally, like if you needed to go to counseling or go see a professional, like would you feel comfortable doing it?
I would feel comfortable. I feel like every individual should be able to feel
Mhm.
comfortable with going out to seek help, to talk to somebody,
Right.
whether it be a professional or a person should just feel comfortable
Mm-hmm.
thinking that it's okay to go
Right,
talk to a
right.
friend
Mm-hmm.
or a professional. I mean, of
I
course,
agree.
a professional is definitely
Mhm.
much more able to
Right.
help you
Right.
with whatever kind of situation you may be
Right.
dealing with. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't see that.
Mhm.
I have no problem going seeking
Mhm.
help. If it's not, with a close relative, you can easily just go
Mhm.
online, look for someone who is wanting to. There's tons of help out there.
Oh yeah.
People should just think and know that it's okay to be able to go and seek that help.
Mhm.
But maybe sometimes the person just is raised to, I guess, not think it's okay.
Mhm.
It's such a negative thought to
Right.
look for help or even to ask for help.
Mhm. Yeah.
That definitely upsets me because
Mhm.
there's nothing wrong with asking for help.
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with being able to go out and seek help.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if you've
I
already
totally
been
agree.
struggling for such a long time by yourself,
Mhm.
like my personal thought has always been the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Mhm.
Where if you're struggling and you're not doing absolutely anything
Right.
different,
Right.
you're doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting
Mhm.
for a different positive outcome.
Mhm.
It's not going to happen. You have to try something new. You have to try something different. You have to deviate from
Right.
the normal everyday step
Yep.
of struggling. You wake up, you do the same routine every day, and you're just like, why isn't my life getting better?
Right.
Well, think about how you can actually change, do something that will make you have a different outcome.
Right.
Because
Yeah. So seeking help, when you need it is definitely important. And it sounds like for the Mexican American community, it sounds like it's more of like a hush hush thing for the men,
yeah,
more so for the women because of like the whole macho thing. That actually kind of sounds a lot like Haitian culture and how Haitians in general kind of view mental health. It's not something that is necessarily talked about all the time or it's addressed all the time. Growing up, do you remember if you and your mom and your sister and stuff like did you guys talk about mental health issues? Like, is that a topic that was talked about, or did you feel comfortable, like, say, going to your mom and being like, "Mom, like, I'm struggling with this"?
No, not at all. Definitely something that I wasn't brought up to be able to, I guess, express a moment of weakness. I was brought up to, like, I mean, it was okay to cry and have emotions, but my mom definitely wasn't someone that I was able to go to if I was having a personal issue because she would either get mad at me, like if it was a boy issue, of like I wasn't allowed to talk to boys.
She's listening to us
I'm
right
pretty
now.
sure she is. I
Like,
think she's
I wonder what her thoughts are.
If I was like, if I had a problem with a boy, like in junior high, middle school, things like that, where you're, going through all that teenage stuff, like I wasn't allowed to talk to boys. I wasn't allowed to look at boys. Like I can't go to my mom for that. That's definitely not something that you have. I don't know. My mom raised 2 girls, so raising 2 girls is way different than raising like a boy and a girl. Yeah. So I definitely, as an adult now, realize why my mom was so strict raising 2 little girls, and I very much respect that she was able to put aside her life to raise me and my sister. And as females now, I understand entirely
Mm-hmm.
what the world has to offer in a
Mhm.
negative way.
Right.
To realize that she didn't raise us sheltered or
Mhm.
she raised us strict for a reason.
She was doing the best that she could.
Definitely.
Right,
So
to raise you guys in a way where, like, as adults, you could, be independent, take care of yourselves, and
yeah, and she
do all
was
of that.
definitely able to take care of us
Mhm.
to where we weren't exposed to extremely negative,
Mhm.
traumatizing, life altering situations where, I mean, I know people have different upbringings,
Mhm.
but some people definitely have
Right.
very, very rough upbringings.
Right.
But I was sheltered for my own protection, I guess.
Mhm.
And it's not something that I regret or resent
Mhm.
at all. But yeah, we could definitely check on the rice. Just kind of stir
Sorry,
it up a
guys.
little
Like
bit.
the smell of the food, is really making me hungry. And I was like, when is this food gonna be ready?
I'm doing two tortillas at a time because I have a pan that's definitely able to just take two. I could probably do four, but I really
So
don't need to
how
make that
long
much.
do you leave them on the pan for? Like, how do you know when they're ready?
I'm gonna buy myself a timer, and then maybe I'll give you the exact
Get
moment.
yourselves a timer, guys. Get yourselves a timer.
I look at them, and I think, let me look at the other side. And I think they probably need another flip in about 40 seconds.
That's the science, I guess, too.
I guess that's
Warming up the tortillas. I'm gonna check the comments actually to see what Luis is saying about you warming this up.
Okay. I know some people flip tortillas with forks. Luckily, I have great hands that have been trained since I was little to flip tortillas. That's not even true. I started flipping my own tortillas with my own hands when I was maybe a teenager, in my 16, 17-year-old ages. And I don't know, your hands just kind of get used to it. People are so impressed, oh my god, you flip your own tortillas? Use a fork, use tongs, use a spatula or something. No.
I think I'd be afraid to burn my fingers, but hey.
But it's not like I have my hand strictly on the pan at any moment. I mean, it's a quick grab and go. The rice is taking a little bit longer than usual because I switched it to the front burner, which was off. And unfortunately now it's simmering for sure now. So my bad.
Okay, so I'm gonna join you up there, and I'll just hold on to my phone so I can see if there are any comments that we need to respond to.
Okay.
So the tortillas are still getting warmed up, and the rice is over here, still cooking.
The chicken is in the microwave, and my salsa verde is. Oh, you know what we actually need to do, which is the most delicious part? Well, it's all delicious.
Luis wants to know if that deliciousness is ready.
Not exactly.
So, not yet. Not yet.
One thing that goes on the top of. Well, this is not a very friendly open package. No biggie. This is queso fresco.
So cheese.
Fresh cheese, technically translated, fresh cheese. It's actually there's a queso fresco cacique, and then there was this one that said cacique ranchero queso fresco. Don't know what that difference would be, but I was just ranchero. That sounds cool.
Okay. Can you bring it up closer to the camera before you cut into that?
Yes, this is what I'm trying out for. I don't know what the difference between this one ranchero and the regular queso fresco would be.
So that's cheese.
Fresh cheese.
Fresh cheese.
And it says part skim milk cheese. And the other one said the same thing too, so let's find out.
So Luis says the only difference is the brand, I guess.
No, they were both cacique. Cacique ranchero. queso fresco, and then cacique queso fresco. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm Mexican, and I have a Chihuahua, like the normal stereotype Mexican family does. So she's the one that's out there barking. Sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
Oops.
Alright. I am getting hungry.
Okay, so this is what it looks like.
So are you gonna warm this up?
Nope.
Or
This is actually gonna go like on the topping.
I guess I'll just kind of stand over here and just watch.
Oh, my tortillas.
Oh,
Dang,
Are they
y'all. It
burning?
never fails that I burn at least 1 or 2 tortillas.
I
Every
think
time I
was
cook
my
tortillas.
bad for
That's okay.
distracting you.
No, it's mine. I should know better. They're not burnt. They're just browning.
Just browning. How many tortillas are you making?
So I usually, like, on a plate for myself, I'll eat about 4 quesadillas. I mean, what am I making? Enchiladas. Sorry.
I forgot what she's making.
I'm making 4 enchiladas, usually for myself or per serving. And sometimes when you have, I think I made plenty. I have about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like at least 10 of them. So those are made. You could either shred this cheese or use a fork, which I always found out, or I always ended up doing. Getting just a fork, a regular fork, and pretty much shredding it. It just falls apart. You wanna try it?
I've actually never used this cheese before. Oh, you want me to try it? Like,
Yeah, you can
try
try
it.
Yeah, try it. It's
Okay.
just cheese. It's like fresh cheese. I don't know. I feel like I've been exposed to this. I don't know someone who it would be like me saying, do you know who a Chinese recipe or
just
Chinese
cheese.
type of it's just cheese. Regular cheese. You use it, or I guess Mexicans use it on a lot of things.
Kind of tastes like mozzarella cheese. Like those
Oh, like string cheese?
string cheeses? Yeah.
Possibly. It might just be that this is made a little differently so that it's like the texture's different. I don't know. Like just regular cheese to me. But we use this on so many different recipes as well. So it's a lot more of the like for not dressing, like to how do you say it? Like kind of like to dress the enchiladas. The enchiladas at the end are rolled up with chicken inside of it, tortillas rolled up with chicken, and you end up putting the salsa verde. You like drizzle it over the enchiladas, and then you end up putting. You could put cream. I'm not a fan. I don't personally like cream, but you do end up putting cream, which I should have bought, but I'm just so
sour cream.
Yeah, sour cream. I'm just so used to never buying it, so I'm sorry, but I didn't think to buy that today.
So when is it gonna be ready? Cause like that's kind of the only thing I care about right now, guys. Cause I am getting hungry. Like the smell of this food, it smells amazing.
I am so glad.
And I just want to try it.
I am excited for rice because I haven't made rice in about a week or so, and it just doesn't last. Like I end up having rice here at the house, and I will take some to work. And because if I end up Snapchatting or kind of putting it on my story, like I'm cooking, I always have friends that ask for leftovers. And I'm just like, sure, you can take that. Yeah, go ahead. No big deal. But with the rice, I could eat rice every day, Mexican rice, every day, Carl.
He could eat rice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
What's his favorite kind of rice?
It doesn't matter.
Wow.
As long as it's rice.
So now I'm all
that's
set
what
with the queso fresco.
Shredded fresh
It's like,
cheese looks like.
Yeah, it's kind of like shredded and like itty bitty crumbled, like kind of like crumbled. That's I think the best way to describe it. It's crumbled cheese. So that's all ready. And in the meanwhile, I will put this in the refrigerator just so that we can finish and roll up.
So what happens now?
Now we can go ahead and check. We can check the rice. This should be simmering very well.
So we're checking the rice right now. I'm gonna zoom in for you guys.
Still needs a little bit more time. It has all those spices in there that is making the house smell so delish.
Yes, it smells so good. So dinner's almost ready, or it's gonna be a late lunch for us here in Alaska.
I started fasting recently.
Yeah.
It's intermittent fasting. So I'll eat between, well, right now I'm doing 8-16.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like about 8 hours throughout the day that you have a window to eat.
Okay.
And then 16 hours that you don't eat.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not so bad if you think about it. You wake up. I'm not much of a morning, like a breakfast where I wake up and I have to like have breakfast. But I'm more like 2, 3, 4 hours after I actually wake up, I can eat something. So that's when I start my fast. So then on the time that I have like my first meal, till 8 hours later, I stop eating. And it's not like I overeat. I just eat like a meal. I get
right.
I'll eat another meal when I know that my fast is about to like start. And it's a alternative to losing weight if you're not going to the gym, and effortlessly. Yes, it has actually. And you drink a lot of water throughout the day. You can even after that 8-hour window, you could end up drinking water, and I want to say you could have one more thing. No, I think that's just it. You could just have water. Yeah, and I've if you drink a gallon of water, have you tried that in a day? It's not they're doing a challenge of that, but I mean that's.
And I kind of drink like 2 of these.
Oh, that's good. And those are like 32 ounces or 40 something.
I think it's 40 something.
Yeah, I have my water bottle that I try to drink at least 2 of a day as well, but I can only do at least 1.5.
Right.
This is my Alaska water bottle, which I have all Alaska stickers all over it, and it's 48 ounces.
She's a huge Alaska fan.
I am.
And I'm over here like, I don't know why you like Alaska so much.
Total opposite.
So cold. It gets so cold and it gets so dark during the winter. So I'm like, no, I'm ready for us to
Alaska
leave,
shirt.
But yeah, she's like a huge fan of Alaska.
I love Alaska. I think that it takes a certain type of individual to love and appreciate Alaska, because I can understand why people don't like it, but I feel like the amount of things to do here in Alaska trumps the negative cold, negative 30, 40 degree weather in Alaska.
I mean, there are things to do, and it's really pretty. I mean, it's gorgeous. Like especially during the summers, you know, like I
the
love
short
the summers.
summers.
Yeah, I love the summers, but once winter starts and you know, like it starts getting dark.
Yeah.
I think that's what gets me.
The darkness.
The darkness. Yeah.
I can see that.
It's the darkness.
There are happy lights that I've heard about. I don't feel like it's anywhere near.
Yeah.
But if you are able to, I guess, keep yourself occupied and busy, and like there's just so many things that you can do in the winter.
But still, though.
But there's just no
it gets
light.
Dark, like really dark to the point of like.
We only get on winter solstice. Yeah, in winter. Winter solstice is December 21st. So leading up to December 21st is what we're doing now.
We keep losing daylight.
We lose about 6 minutes of daylight every single day. And then come December 21st, which is the shortest day of the year, you actually end up only getting about 3 hours and 45 minutes
of daylight.
Daylight.
Not even like sunlight or anything.
No,
like
the sun
just daylight
rises and it sets in like 40 minutes.
Yeah, like you can literally watch it come up and it go.
Yep. And then after December 21st, every day after that, leading up to summer solstice, is when we are losing 6 minutes of daylight every day. So leading up after December 21st, leading up to June 21st, summer solstice, you gain daylight. It's weird. It's just like every single day of the year here in Alaska, you're losing sunlight or you're gaining sunlight. And it's just so weird. There's a little bit getting used to, but
so Christina used to live up here, and she says she totally agrees. It seems like people either love it or hate it there.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
I feel like I could end up making someone who hates it love it just by showing them the reason to love it.
I kind of feel like I'm in the middle. I mean, like, I don't hate it,
Yeah.
but I'm also not like you who wants
loves
to
it.
like settle down in Alaska
Yeah.
and live here forever.
Forever, never,
Yeah.
never.
I'm like, no, it's kind of one of those things for me where it's like, it was like a once in a lifetime thing, and now I can say, I've lived in Alaska and we've done, like X, Y, and Z, but like,
it is
I'm
definitely
out of
an
here,
experience.
Once the army tells us it's time for us to leave.
I feel like it is definitely a great experience. And even if you don't like, so you being from Haiti and then Florida, like you're so used to that hot every single day, that humid. I'm from Texas, so I understand that. Hot and humid, it's awful. But I would never want to go back to it because I don't even understand how people settle and want to stay in that environment, because it's just, that to me is awful. Like, it's just torturous. It's just like, why do you want to go take a shower and then go outside just to start sweating again and feel sticky and humid?
We have air conditioning in Florida.
Like, even with that air conditioning in the hot heat,
go in the house. Blast up the AC.
There's only so many layers you can take off to feel comfortable until you get like arrested or something. And then
we don't really have air conditioning up here.
There's no AC,
which sucks because it actually gets really hot
in the summer. Yeah, like
it gets really hot.
Right now, it's a beautiful day to go outside and do everything right now, but it's hot and it's like 60 degrees.
Well, I mean, it's not too bad today, but I mean, it's gotten up to like what?
Oh yeah,
75, like 80, and
82 is like the worst ever for Alaskans here. Like your body is so crazy weird to think the amount that your body takes, the different temperature change. Like, it's just so incredible. Your body acclimates to every weather that you're able to you get exposed to, and like 80 degrees is so hot. If you think about it, like Alaskans are here. Like this past winter was really, really rough. We had about really 6 weeks of negative 36 degree weather. It was awful.
I think it
maybe 34.
Like negative 45.
It did, but it doesn't last negative 45. But the whole like 6 weeks, that like January, February, March was just so long for it to be negative 36.
Really, really long winter.
It was rough. Trust me, it was rough.
It started snowing in October last year.
Yeah, I think so.
It was like April this year, and we still had snow on the ground.
Oh yeah, I think the last time it snowed this past year, was it like late April? I know like a couple years ago it was like May 17th, the last time it snowed. This was like two winters ago though, or years ago, 2 years ago ish. But it was crazy. It is crazy how badly your body can be exposed to like negative temperatures. And then, like, being exposed to negative 36 degrees to 80 degrees, that's about 8, 9, 10, 11. That's like over 110 degrees different that your body gets exposed to. So 80 degrees is very hot up here.
Okay, so Christina just made a very good point, and I totally agree with you, Christina. She says Fairbanks versus Anchorage or somewhere like Valdez is also totally different. That's true.
Very true.
I would rather actually live in Anchorage than
I agree.
Fairbanks. Oh, and she added a hashtag, bring Target to Fairbanks.
Yes, please. Target, please. If you're out there just listening to us, it would be great.
Yeah.
It would be sold out like Walmart is nowadays. We only have one Walmart up here in the area. That I think the closest Walmart is about 6 hours away from here.
Target,
like,
you mean?
Well, I'm saying like we don't have a Target up here, so I'm saying the one Walmart is always sold out of everything all the time. The shelves are always empty because other than the one that we have here in this Norfolk, but Fairbanks in the area, we have it's 6 hours away. the next Walmart,
Right.
which is down in Anchorage.
And Anchorage.
So yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
rough sometimes when you can't find like a shelf or a specific thing that you're looking for, and Walmart isn't stocked with it.
The mall that we have.
That's a joke. Come on now.
I gotta use my air quotes and say it's a mall.
You
'cause
could walk
there's
from-
only like what? There's a Zales in there, and then
There's a Zoomies.
the Claire's jewelry
Icing.
store.
Yeah, Icing.
That one.
A Journeys.
There's a Michael's.
But that's not even part of the
But
mall.
yeah,
it's like
that's
an
not a part of it.
extension of
Yeah.
the building.
But
And then-
that's pretty much it for our mall.
Oh, an American Eagle. That's it. And it takes you about 45 seconds to walk from one end of the mall to the other end.
Like, literally, you go in for the store, you walk around this way, and you're
And
out
that's
of
it, we're
the
done.
mall.
That's
Yeah.
literally it.
So I agree, Christina. Let's bring Target to Fairbanks.
Yep, same. Any other comments? People have any other questions?
Nope.
Oh,
No.
and the little FYI about Alaska, there is a North Pole here in Alaska.
Yeah, North Pole.
I actually live in North
Santa's
Pole.
house.
There's a legit Santa Claus house that attracts all sorts of tourists all
Let me
over the
move
place.
over here.
You're fine. And it's just the little things to do. Like
Mhm.
what other attractions do we have up here?
Well, Santa's house in North Pole, and then I love Denali. Like those
the mountains
yeah,
are beautiful.
Gorgeous mountains.
There's so many things up here that you won't ever find anywhere else
Yeah.
in the lower 48 though.
Yeah,
Like,
and you can see the northern lights up here.
yes.
I still haven't seen them.
What? You've been up here what 3 years now?
Yeah. Well,
3 winters.
2.5. Yeah.
Yeah,
3
you've been here
winters,
3 winters.
yeah.
Because you got here like in October or something, right?
And
January.
28th.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I still haven't seen them. So I think this year I'll probably come out here.
Yeah, for sure.
So I can see them, or we'll probably go out to Murphy Dome. Because I guess like the view out there.
It
Is
just
so
you have to be
beautiful.
away from
Yeah.
city lights, and I mean I live out here in the boonies, so there's
Yeah.
not many lights over here anyway, so you can't see them. My neighbor actually told me that he was going to work a couple of days ago, and he was it Thursday I think, and he saw the northern lights already.
Really? Oh wow.
Yep.
That's
So I have a few great pictures. Like
Mhm.
I think it's the memory that you end up making of going out there.
Mhm.
You have to go at 2 or 3 in
Yeah.
the morning.
And they're amazing. They're really beautiful.
The
If
pictures
guys
that you
have
can
some
take, it's
pictures
just
of them.
great.
Mhm.
If anything, the for sure the best time to do it is like 3 in the morning. And
Mhm.
I wake up. Well, I go to sleep like around 8:39 nowadays because I'm on that work schedule and I'm
Mhm.
kind of getting old now, so it's just like that routine of going to sleep early.
Mhm.
I can't stay up past like 11 or 12. I'm just dying nowadays. It's like, oh my
It's
god, I
like-
need my bed.
10:30 for me. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I need to go to bed.
Excuse me, let me take
But
the
Christina says Chena Hot Springs.
Oh, that is
true.
definitely true.
We still haven't been up there.
Oh my goodness, I've been
we're
out there
gonna- yeah.
twice with my mom
We
just
still
this
haven't
summer.
made it. I'm up there. But,
Oh, Christina, did you ever go to the Chena Hot Springs when it was like in the negatives or in the winter or in the summer?
She'll answer in a minute. And
Yeah.
then Arctic Circle. Yeah, so we drove up to the Arctic Circle sign, I think like last month.
That's nice. That's
that
bragging
drive
rights.
was actually that drive was interesting, you know.
Was it really bad? Like
Driving on
potholes?
the
Dirt road?
Dalton Highway.
I think it is adult
Yeah.
highway, yep.
The dirt road, you know, just kind of going up and down like the
Mhm.
little
And it's like
the routes and
squiggly
stuff, yeah.
and
I mean,
up
it was
and down. And
interesting.
it's not even a road. It's not a street paved or anything like that.
Mm-mm.
It's a dirt road full of potholes and full of there's a lot of like the North Slope people that
Yeah.
drive. It's like literally a work road.
Yeah.
A
And
dirt
then,
road.
seeing
Work road.
the pipeline, you know,
Mhm.
along.
That's pretty cool.
That was
Oh, you
pretty
saw
cool.
that when y'all first
Yeah.
got here. We took pictures
Mhm.
when you were preggies.
Yeah.
Nah, I remember that.
Ben says, fly me over there for a weekend when COVID's over. You would definitely need more than a weekend.
Definitely.
'Cause
It's not worth it.
yeah, like there's actually quite a lot to do. Like if you have the time to actually like go out there and explore stuff.
I've told people that it's worth to come if you're gonna want to come. It's not worth it to come for a weekend. You have to be here at least 10 days.
Yeah.
To do something every single day, and there's
Yep.
so many things to do, whether it's in the winter or the summer.
And Christina says she went out to Chena Hot Springs both in the winter, like around September and October.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
I had never been to the Chena Hot Springs in the summer, which was such a off-putting experience to think to go to the Chena Hot Springs is like a natural hot spring, which is hot water. It's like a jacuzzi, natural jacuzzi. So in my head, like I don't want to go in the summer. Like who goes into a jacuzzi in the what is 80 degrees in the summer? Like it's just weird to me.
Right.
So my mom wanted to go, and I was just like, okay. Which we have been in the winter. She's been in the winter.
Are they actually open right now?
Yeah, they're open like year round. Oh, with COVID, they're they're back to regular hours. I think it's the only thing that they have is like maybe I don't know. I can't remember. I was just there. Gosh, I don't remember. But it wasn't much of a difference to like. I know. I don't think they had anything closed. Like the jacuzzi, they have the natural hot spring part was completely open, and it's just such a great experience. Even going in the summer where it's like hot, but it's just like you're sunbathing out there, and the sunbathing part is the best because the way the sun hits you here up here in Alaska is completely different from when you were to go.
It's really different.
You could be exposed to the sun in the summer here for like 24 hours and not even burn. The sun doesn't burn you at all in the summer, and it's just like so far apart from. It's like depending on where the sun is. I don't know. I don't remember where. It just
really
doesn't hit you
not,
anywhere.
Humid like it is,
Exactly. And it's not sticky, hot, humid. It's not uncomfortable. It's like a nice, beautiful, fresh day. But and then going to the jacuzzi, it's refreshing at the same time. Even though it's like hot water, it's very refreshing to go and relax. It's kind of like going to a sauna.
Yeah,
and
we'll definitely
hang out.
Check it out before we leave. I've been like, we need to go. Like we need to check it out.
The best time. I will still go back.
About it and stuff.
I can definitely say that it's the best time to go is when it's like negative 10, negative 15 degrees outside.
Really? The
best time because
I don't know.
They're seeing that kind of. So it is, and then you have to walk out there in a bathing suit, walk through from the building, walk to the hot springs, which is about about a driveway or so ish distance to get into the water. And
I don't know if I want to do it.
No, yes, we will. You will definitely love it. It's a great experience of bragging rights. It's you get once like the fog kind of clears up because sometimes they'll like have like the fog clearing up. I mean the fog that will kind of be there evaporating. Anyways, and so once all that fog clears up, you see the northern lights out there.
Nice.
Which is amazing. So you end up wetting your hair. Your hair will freeze because you wet your hair with a hot spring and you're up in like above the water. Gosh. It's negative 20 degrees, negative, whatever degrees. It's below freezing for sure. So your hair freezes, your eyelash freeze, and you could like your eyebrows can freeze as well if they're wet. It's just you end up looking crazy, ridiculous.
Right.
But it's so much of a different experience. Yes. Very much so. Okay.
So let's check on the food, guys, because I am ready to eat.
My rice is ready.
Okay. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see.
Yes.
So it's taken about like an hour and a half.
So we've already been on?
Yeah, to cook this meal, which I mean isn't bad at all, considering when we're cooking Haitian foods, it can take like 2 hours or more, depending on what you're making. So I kind of feel like an hour and a half is
my bamboo plant
pretty reasonable. So, Luis says the tortillas are probably cold by now.
Nope, that's what my tortilla warmer is for.
Okay, so once the food is actually ready and I taste it in front of you guys, we'll end the live video for today so I can eat because I'm really excited about eating it. Sorry, Ben, you're not gonna get to taste it, but you know, if you want to make it yourself and try it out, you can. Or if you come to Alaska to visit, she can make it for you.
Yes, I can.
All right, so let's do this. I want to try it.
Okay, so the next step with the chicken, and it's still warm because my microwave kind of heats everything. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the little tortillas.
Okay. So it's the little tortillas that she used.
Corn tortillas.
Corn tortillas.
And I say little just because I usually cook, or I prefer flour tortillas, and flour tortillas are always like way bigger. So I'm gonna just fill it with the chicken.
Okay. Let me wash my hands.
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Like I said, I usually put 4 tortillas per plate. Simply because if you don't want that much,
right?
I mean, you could just. It's not even. I don't think it's that much, but I guess like I'm also so used to the Mexican culture where you end up serving more than what a person is able to eat. And then I'm gonna grab my plate. I'll go ahead and make your plate as well.
Okay.
This will be for you.
Okay.
The salsa is hot. It should still be hot because I mean it was boiling. So yes, it is. And let me get the queso fresco out.
The food is still hot, Luis. Ben says he's hating regardless. I'm like, even though you know, he's learning how to make this and he can totally cook it at home, but he's still hating. That's alright, Ben.
And then you just drown it with.
So then the rice goes on the side.
And then this is where I guess I didn't think you could always end up dressing it with lettuce and what is that other cream? No, sour cream. Which I personally just don't ever.
So if you want to add sour cream to it, I guess you can.
And then this cheese, and this is like a sweet cheese too. So if the salsa is way too hot, way too spicy hot, you put way more chicken. I mean cheese. I'm sorry. You put way more cheese. And that's where it is also too spicy or too hot. I'm sorry. No, wait. Spicy hot. Yeah, spicy hot. I'm gonna be spicy hot. Spicy hot. We're gonna turn that off.
So once she's done making my plate, I'm gonna show it to you guys. I'm gonna try it and let you know how it tastes, and then that'll be our session for today. Yum. That's good.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I like over pour all the time.
This is what it looks like. Here's the plate. I hope you guys can see it. And where are you?
And the utensils. Yes.
Yeah, utensils. So I can try this.
There you go,
Well,
ma'am.
the moment of truth is here.
And so.
So it's really good, JC.
Yeah, and remember, I didn't season the chicken at all because I'm a little ADD. But with the seasoning, like all combined,
cheese and everything with it.
That's all you need, really.
You can't even tell that the chicken
was
doesn't have any salt in it.
And with
This is good, guys. This is really, really good.
My Mexican, the rice will be hot. Please be careful with that. That is definitely always
really good.
very hot. I started actually putting lime in my rice like that. Lime, just a little itty bitty lime.
Louis says it's way better with sour cream on it.
Yeah, he's definitely a sour creamer.
Yeah,
sour
this is
creamer.
really good, guys. So right now I'm gonna eat my food, and thank you guys so much for hanging out with us this afternoon and watching
Nice
this video.
meeting everyone.
Thank you for your comments and your interactions with us. And thank you so much, JC, for being willing to cook for us today and talk a little bit about mental health within the Mexican community and, just kind of talking about Alaska. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you all next week. Have a good weekend. Bye.